Oh, that's perfectly fine, thank you.
You're the one that wanted to play this. Should I watch the tutorial? How to create humans.
Smells good. Maybe
With the cake is kind of specified by the fact that it's spread around the cake.
I didn't know. Thank you.
Is that here?
Yeah, but because there's another bit that you usually have that says contact the Bliss. Marvellous.
What's
Yes,
your
right.
table number?
Because I'm probably going to be in the little outside shed.
Yeah, that's
You
fine.
know, yeah. Oh, because that one hasn't got. Yeah, because this was what I was looking for.
All good?
It's out there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. Thank you.
No worries.
Let's think about what is the detail.
All right. Hi guys, welcome back. It's been a long time since we've had a decent look around the garden. Lots of changes have happened. I've done what I can because the kids have been home. It's been the summer holidays, so it's been a little bit up and down when I've had time to get out here. It's officially autumn. Summertime's over. It's officially autumn and the temperatures have dropped quite a bit, and it's been raining, so we're definitely having more autumnal weather, which is the perfect time to do the transplanting and to add some shrubs and perennials to the garden while the ground is still warm, but the daylight hours, the temperature is not so blazing hot, so it's not going to scorch them and put them under too much stress. So since the last time we had a look out here, we've changed this. I'm calling this the woodland bed. We've changed this around a little bit. I've limbed up the conifers. I don't know if you remember, they were quite far down, but the problem with conifers is you have to keep them to the size that you want them, and if you start cutting into the brown parts, it never actually flushes back out. So all of down here had gone brown, so we only have the color at the top. So no matter how much we would shear it back, it's not going to leaf back out green. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's what I understand conifers to be. So anyway, I've limbed the conifer trees up, which has let so much more light into this area, enough light that I think that I can get away with planting some macrophylla hydrangeas under here. which is what I've done. They've been under here now for about 3 weeks or so, and they look like they're doing well. I haven't had to water them too much, even though they're under the conifer trees. I gave them a good soak when I put them in initially, and like I said, because the temperatures dropped, they haven't been under any stress. I've just watered them weekly since they've been in there, and yeah, they look like they're doing really well, so I'm happy about this placement. I've also did a little Google search, and apparently this Weigela variegated Weigela is supposed to be one of the shrubs that will do okay under a conifer tree. So I'm trying it. That's the beauty of kind of experimenting with your garden. It's yours, so you can try things, and as you watch your plants and you enjoy them on a daily basis, you will see if they're under stress and if you need to do something different, if you need to change something around. So this has only been in here for a few days now, but trust me, you can usually tell if something's under stress within a day or so. So it looks like it's doing fine. And I'm hoping that, the leaves will spread out a little bit and hug this tree. So I'm happy with that. We've got some cyclamen, the anemone, the Japanese anemone here, that's blooming, late season bloomers. So it's still got a lot of color. Bearing in mind, we are at the beginning of September. It's still got a lot of color happening in this bed right now. If you want to just have a look at this jasmine, this is just the Jasmine officinale, and I've planted this and kind of it was a nightmare to get it off of the trellis that it was on, but I think it kind of has a natural vibe. Like, it feels to me like this is exactly where it's supposed to be. And if you look through the tree here, you can kind of see that it's already, I get around the camera there, if you come and have a look on this side, sweetheart, you can see that this is what it's doing naturally. I didn't wrap that around. So it's obviously getting quite comfortable in this area, and it's wrapping itself around the lower limbs just as I needed it to. So I'm really happy with that. Now, I did say that I've been doing some transplanting. So, and not only am I doing some transplanting, we also have works going on in the house, the kitchen renovation. So my pots and everything from the front door has had to be moved to this area. And I want to be outside of the house as much as possible when there's building works going on. So everything's kind of upside down. But again, I didn't want to miss this opportunity. Is that us? I should probably put my glasses on because leaves are looking like slugs and things. I don't know. We'll check that in a minute. But I've been taking the opportunity to do some transplanting while I have an hour here or there. Really, this is when the 2026 garden begins here in 2025. As you get more into gardening, you will understand how it helps with mental health, because you always have something to look forward to. It's not just a stagnant thing, it's a constant moving thing. It's alive. It gives you something to look forward to. It helps you to come out of, whatever you're in, whether it be depression, whether it be just in the house. Even during the winter months, there's still things to do out here, to get out, to smell the fresh air, to feel that sun on your skin, which is so important. So don't think because it's autumn that, put everything away and we're in for the autumn. No, 2026 garden begins right here. So I've been taking the opportunity while the temperature's still, welcoming outside, but a lovely temperature for the plants to still thrive, to still get their roots down. And we're quite a few months away from the first frost. We're here in London, which equates to USDA 8A, I believe. So we don't get very particularly freezing cold winters, so we can get away with leaving things out much more so than our friends up north, the north of England, they can't live such things as like dahlias and their jasmines. They're not going to overwinter well. But here in London, in my particular garden that I have my own microclimate going on, I am able to overwinter those things in the ground. So yeah, I don't know if you remember, but we've been trying to work this out to be a white garden, and it's slowly going in that direction. So as you can see, I've moved some of the shrubs around a little bit. I didn't want it to be too matchy, but to be, you know, some type of symmetry in this flower bed. So that's what I'm going for. I don't want to step over. Oh, that hibiscus is growing. That's the first flower, guys. Oh, I'm going to have to. I was just saying I don't want to step over, but I'm going to have to. I'm going to have to get in there. This is the first hibiscus. So as you can see, the idea of the white garden is coming along. You know, lots of different types of greens. I was thinking about putting some purples in here, but I'm a bit reluctant to do that. At the moment, I'm just keeping it with lots of different types of greens, whites, a bit of blue, not in the bed, but in the plant pots that are going to be around it. And yeah, we shall see if the planting, don't mind the orange. Obviously, that's remnants of this year. The begonias are not going to be orange in this garden next year, but currently they are. Look what I thought was a slug. It's a leaf. I need my glasses. It's terrible. Before we go and look in the back garden, and that is a mess. You thought this was a mess? No, wait till you see what I've been doing in the back garden. Before we go and look in the back garden, I dragged the kids to the garden centre today. So let's have a look at some of the plants that I'm going to add to my borders as I do this redevelopment of my front and backyard. Come and have a look. So what we've got, let's talk about the bargain first of all. Let's talk about this little bargain. So we've got the Rudbeckia Goldstrom. So this is a picture of what it looks like. As you can see, the plant is in a very sorry state, but I did build up the nerve to ask for a discount, and I got £5 off it. You can see it's already starting to recover from that heat stroke that obviously this is a combination of too much sun and not enough water that's done this to it. But this is what the plant is supposed to look like. Get it in the ground now, so it'll establish itself. Next year it should be really awesome. And it's a clump forming perennial, so I'll be able to divide it as we go through the years and make that a big patch of it, which gives you that autumnal impact. They look stunning when they're planted en masse. And this, guys, this is my first sedum. Now, I keep hearing lots of things about sedums, particularly sedum autumn joy, but I was a bit reluctant because the texture of it was just not, I just didn't think it would fit into my garden. But when I saw this one, and I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but I will put it on screen. I just thought this is the perfect one because in the backyard I am incorporating a lot of this, the darker leaved things, the darker foliage things, and I think this will look perfect with, you know, I have that the purple smoke bush back there, I have the tiny wine 9 bark. This will go really well in that back garden. I think it's just lovely. I don't know what it is about this dark foliage that I just fallen in love with. Prefer that much more to the sedum autumn joy. And texturally, again, we're going out on a limb. This is another type of texture that's not yet in the garden. This is Seneco Angel Wings, and it kind of has a succulent feel to it, but it has this silvery foliage, as you can see, this silvery color, and it keeps this silver color. I believe this is an evergreen, so to me, you can't I think it says it's an evergreen. I can't read this. I can't read the language on here, but I'm pretty sure. Oh, hold on. Where are we? Yeah, in a sunny spot, cuts a striking figure. Yeah, we know that. And this label is not telling me if it's an evergreen or not, but I shall put that on the screen if it is, which I do believe it is. So I've got 3 of those, which I'll be planting together. I think I'm going to put them under where I'm planting my hydrangeas en masse in the back garden. So they are the Seneco Angel wings. Really, really pretty. I mean, look at these colours together. Absolutely lovely. I think that's beautiful. And this is my first verbascum. Now, I'm so ridiculous. I've bought the verbascum pink petticoats simply because I have the geum pink petticoats. So apparently this one doesn't grow as tall as some of the other verbascum varieties, and the flower heads are really massive, but because it doesn't grow so tall, you don't usually need to stake these. So I'm looking forward to putting that in the back garden. Now, this is what's going to be added to the front. We have here the Echinacea. This is Echinacea White Perfection. Isn't that beautiful? I think it's lovely. See, this is the thing about making sure to have an all-year garden, is to try to encourage things that bloom at different times of the year, so that you always have something that is giving you some color, some texture, and yeah, you don't want to just focus on a summer garden. You want to be able to have things that take you right through, well, right through the year, because I actually do have things that are I do have things that are evergreen, and I also have quite a few shrubs that should be, and perennials that should bloom, like hellebores and stuff, in the late winter. So coming into January, February, there should be something. I've planned this garden that there is always something in bloom, and so far so good. Right, this is my first prickly, thistly type of plant, the Eryngium. Now this is very different to my usual blooms and stuff, but I think it's so useful. This is an evergreen, and it's going to go into the white garden in the front, and texturally I think it will really add something to that bed where everything else is quite soft. It just gives it a little bit of that architectural height that I think could be missing from that that flower bed in the white garden. But I really, it's not my usual type of flower, but I think it's really beautiful, and I think it will add to the beauty of the other plants. I think it will make them look prettier in a way. So I'm really excited to add that to the white garden. And here we have an anemone. Now this is no, it does have a little bit of purple in the blooms, but I think we can say this is a white plant, can't we? I think we can get away with that and say that this is white. That's what I'm saying anyway. I'm saying it's a white flower, but this is also a late bloomer. It blooms from like late August way into hopefully the first frost. So we're talking like the end of October, possibly the beginning of November if you have the right kind of microclimate in your garden, which I do because this front yard is quite enclosed. So I'm really looking forward to adding this to the front border. Okay, so you've seen what we've been doing out here. You've seen my additions that I'm really pleased and over the moon with. The 3 for the white garden, the different textures and colours for the backyard. And if you're brave enough, let's go and have a look at what I've been doing in the back garden. Okay, so you know we're friends if I'm letting you see what's going on back here. So come and have a look. It's a mess. It's a mess. I say it's a mess, and then I see these gorgeous things. And it's been raining today and no sun, and this Eustacia Vi, this Eustacia Vi rose from David Austin still smells gorgeous. I love this rose. I absolutely love this rose so much. It smells divine. It smells gorgeous. But yeah, this is the back garden. Everything's all over the place. I've been digging things out, moving things around. But that's how we get to the vision that's up here. We have to do these things to get what's in here out here, right? Okay, so the first thing that we'll talk about quickly is I've already started planting my spring bulbs. Now, the reason I've done that is because I pre-ordered them. They came. We're back to school this week. I'm not going to have enough time as the school year really. I've only had, there's one child back to school today. As everything starts going back, and you know how it can get hectic, I'm not going to have as much time as I would really like to be able to come and, you know, design my spring bulb display as I would like to. So at the end of the day, I had them. I put them in the ground. Now, the reason that I hear that we're not supposed to plant like tulips too early is it has like a tulip burn or something like that. But, you know, we shall see. They should be fine. The first thing that I wanted to share with you is this Generous Gardener rose. Now, look at how much growth. This is 1 year's growth. I cannot believe it. This is 1 year's growth. The Generous Gardener, David Austin climbing rose. 1 year's growth, and literally a bare root plant. And look at it. I have been training it as I go because that's what's best for it, rather than you just let it get away from you and then you've got a big mess on your hand at the end. So the idea of training, oh no, I think that's broken. The idea of training a climbing rose is to kind of do it in an S shape or something along those lines. You want to get the branches to be as horizontal as possible, which promotes the growth of the other canes, which are the flowering canes. Okay, so you have a main branch, and then you have the flowering branches that come off of that. Now, if you are able to, because usually what happens with a climbing rose, if you just let it climb up and tie it in straight over, you just get flowers here, right? Which is what happens a lot of the time. So what I understand is if you train it in an S shape, something like that, so it has lots of places where it's going quite horizontally, then it gives the right hormonal signals for the plant to be able to give you these nice strong side shoots that will then flower for you. So as we walk through, I really everything here is going to change. We're going to have the incredible hydrangeas in the back. Then in the front of them, I'm going to do the Invincible Spirit 2 hydrangeas. This Claire Austin rose is going to be moved. Now, I'm not sure if I'm going to just move it out of the bed completely or just move it over here. Now, remember, we did say, I don't know if you remember, I said to you before that if it was just moved a little bit, it would get so much more sun. So I'm wondering if that's the only thing that this rose needs. It's tried to give us some blooms. It hasn't been anything spectacular this year, but you know, like I said, it's not getting as much sun as it really needs to. Yeah, so Incredibles, Invincible Spirit 2. What's going to be at the front of the border here, I'm unsure in this very moment. I might leave it with my Walker's Low Catmint, or I might change it into the purple heucheras that I have. I probably do have enough to give a nice spread of the heucheras, so it might be that. And I'm going to be brave, and I'm planting this magnolia. It's a magnolia fairy cream, which is a miniature magnolia, and I was thinking about just leaving it in the pot, but now I'm thinking I'm going to be brave and I'm going to plant it right at the front area of this bed, which will then give me more shade for the shade loving perennials over here. Oh, the wind has done a number on my Invincible Spirit 2 hydrangeas. This has been out of the ground for about a week and it still looks great. Plants are a lot stronger, I think, than we give them credit for. It still looks really good. My lemon tree is still growing nicely. So yeah, the idea here, we've got roses, we have peonies, and we have hydrangeas. Dahlias are going to be mixed in for the late summer. Obviously, geranium roseanne is going to stay, but this is my sunny sky rose. This is going to be moved out of this bed and put where I currently have the Poet's Wife rose, because the Poet's Wife rose is very floppy, and even though it smells gorgeous, it smells so lovely. It's got a citrusy, vanilla-y kind of scent to it. It smells wonderful, but it's a very floppy rose, so the placement of it is not great. So although I do like having that splash of yellow when you first enter into the back garden, I think the sunny sky, because look at how upright this is. I think this is just even this is just coming off of one cane, to be honest. This is just one cane here. The sunny sky is going to be much more upright and be able to fill that spot better. Then, you guys, I think I'm going to replace this with my Gabriel oak. I think Gabriel oak can go in the ground here and take up this space and be gorgeous. That's the plan. Gertrude Jekyll's back here, and I know it might sound silly, I'm moving it about a foot to the back. It needs to be centered right here. So she's going to have to move. I'm going to move her. Then we have Fruity Parfuma. So stunning. Absolutely. I mean, it's such a beautiful rose. But I think there's no reason to move that one. We're going to leave that here. I have Surrey Rose here, which is also going to be moved. I don't know where I'm going to move it to yet, but I know that I want my Emma Bridgewater Rose is going to move right here behind these Shasta daisies, which I don't know if you can see. The Shasta daisies are actually giving me a few more blooms, guys. So now this is the first year I've had these in my garden. These are the banana cream leucanthemum, as they're called. If I had been brave enough, I would have sheared them back a lot harder than I did. I kind of deadheaded them a little bit, and you can see that they're not as tidy as they would be. Like the leaves up top don't look as awesome as these leaves at the bottom here. So if I had been brave enough, I would have just chopped it back to about this type of height, and then it would have been blooming like this. So lesson learned, we'll do that next year. I've moved the phantom hydrangea to that position. See, one of the beautiful things that I like about autumnal transplanting and planting is your perennials haven't disappeared yet. You know, in the springtime, it can be a bit more difficult to know where they are. You know, perennials tend to die back to the ground completely. When you come out in the springtime, you cannot see where they're planted. Some of them start giving you a little shoots here and there, but some of them don't come out until March, April. I mean, I can't wait until that time to start digging and planting and all of that stuff. So what happened last year, or this year I should say, what happened in the spring this year, as I was, refining my bed, I kept digging things out by mistake, and thank God I knew how to identify the roots. So I was able to just, pop things back in, and there wasn't too much damage done. But things like hostas, the dicentra, I mean, most of the perennials, even your peonies, you don't want to be digging your peony out in February. It's looking to flower in the next few months, and if you're digging it out and chopping it up because you've forgotten where you've planted it, you're probably not going to get the best result from that. So I find this autumnal transplanting works better for me because I can see the plants, I can have an idea of the size that it had got to this year, so it gives me a better estimation of what it's going to get to next year. So yeah, it's chaos back here, but it's somewhat of an organized chaos. I just wanted to share this with you because I think oftentimes other videos that I see, the gardens look very manicured. Even when they say that it's a mess, it's not necessarily a mess like this. And I think it's important to understand that things don't just happen. You have to put some effort into it. You know, there's a lot of pre-planning that goes into creating something beautiful. And much the same as creating, I guess, bliss in bipolar. I guess that's a bit cliche for me to say as it's the name of the channel and I didn't plan that. But it is the same thing, that it's not going to just happen. You have to kind of put some work behind that, some thought behind it, a bit of planning, a bit of energy, a bit of love, a bit of care. And with all of that jumbled in, you should have that bliss that you seek. And that's what I'm hoping for. That's going to happen in this back garden. So far, so good. It's looking rough, but I can see the progress. I can see I can already see how it's going to look next year. It's going to look fabulous, and I can't wait. So I think I will leave it there. You know, I can just chat. It takes me a long time to get going, right? Like I think, oh, I should do a video, or I should talk to this friend, or I should contact that person, and my nerves stop me from actually doing it. And then I put my toe into it, I pick up the phone, it's like, and then that's it, she's off, no stopping her. So I'm gonna stop talking and put this video to bed. So thank you very much for joining me. I hope you come back and see what's going on in this garden as we redesign, rejuvenate. Looking forward to summer 2026, and it all starts here. So check back as we move forward with this garden project.